Good day, everyone. Richard Cowperthwait for Northwest Access TV. Thanks for joining us for another show on our local public access TV airwaves. Happy to have two guests talking a lot about St. Albans Recreation today. Kelly Viens, the veteran, long-time St. Albans Rec Director, and Issac Bashaw, the Aquatic Director at Hardack Pool. Thanks for your time. Good to see you, folks. Kelly, how long in the job? I'm talking double digits, easy double
about
digits?
24 years.
24.
Yeah.
I would have been way off. That's impressive.
It's a long time.
Wow.
I think 5 or 6 of it was down at the old pool as manager, and then stepped into this job.
Wow. And Issac, you're aquatic director again of Hardack Pool. Actually, I hadn't thought about the old pool for a while. That is still, was it filled in? Is that still filled?
It's filled in. It's
filled
all
in.
Grass and.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't checked that out for a while.
Yeah.
Interesting. Boy, the old, I guess fair to say, I mean, we'll talk a lot about the Hardack Pool, obviously, but the old pool, boy, the city got its money's worth out of that place, huh?
Right. It was built to last 25 years,
Wow.
and when our last year was its 49th year.
Wow.
So yeah, we got our money's worth out of that pool for sure.
Wow. I should know we're taping this show on Tuesday, May 7th, in case any huge issues come up and people are wondering why we didn't talk about that. I want to go back just a couple days ago, the Run for Jim, just a real nice event. Issac, and again, boy, I mean, talk about a legacy, but that event has hung in so well speaks volumes, obviously, about Jim.
Yeah.
And your folks. I mean, just a nice event again, and it's raised. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars for what the catastrophic illness fund that Northwestern Medical Center runs, but it's got to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I know we're close to about $1 million
Is that
of
right?
money we've raised.
That's impressive. And
with
this for Franklin and Grand Isle County residents.
Correct, yeah, and it's all from the help of the community, so it's pretty incredible.
Wow, boy. I didn't know your father. Well, I knew your father pretty well, but I can just flash back to him so easily because as busy as he was and a busy guy, teaching girls basketball, everything, but he would always find time. I'm a Dookie, went to Duke, although don't tell my Duke friends that I went down the road to Chapel Hill for journalism school, but Jim would always find time to say, Richard, how are your Dukies doing? Always find time to talk. Anyway, but that's incredible legacy, and I'm glad Run for Jim seems to be hanging in there pretty well.
Right.
So again, a pretty unfortunate weather was not good Sunday, but still the event still went pretty well.
Absolutely, yeah. We put on a great event. A lot of people still showed up, rain or shine, and ran for a good cause. So
and a lot of sponsors, obviously, a lot of folks in the community still sponsoring that. So nice event. So Hardack Pool, we're going back. How many years? A couple, 3 or 2 years now, or?
So this will be our third summer of operation.
Summer coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was built the summer of 2021.
Right.
In fact, just talked to St. Albans Town folks who are talking off air. Again, came up for a vote first in the city and town, decisively approved in the city. And St. Albans Town, Kelly, better memory than me, 17 votes.
Yeah, it burned a little, so I remember.
Wow.
17 votes, and then we re-voted.
City
within
voted
the city.
A year later and took it on itself, and again passed easily.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a great 3 seasons so far, or starting our 3rd season.
Again, this was a big, and I'm talking about $5 million price tag on that. Am I close?
Yes. The pool was about $1 million, and the other amounts were site renovation and the driveway, working on that, and the pool house.
Wow. There must have been. This is a big project. Was there must have been some concern how is this going to play out and stuff. I'm sure there were some concerns about that. I mean, there must have been. Have things exceeded expectations?
Yeah,
or at least,
something Isaac and I were talking about on the way out here, because we just met with another town that is really interested in this kind of, using a dome and building a pool.
Can you tell us who that is?
I'll let no, but I don't know if it's public. Another Vermont town, and the 2 things that were, I think, a big thing that made we felt we could be successful is that we already had an amazing program at the old pool. You know, every summer we taught 500 swim lessons.
Is that
we,
right?
Yeah, and I mean, we jammed that into 6 weeks, sometimes 8 weeks.
Wow.
So we already knew we had a really strong base to build from, and
So
we
then-
could expand upon and teach lessons year round.
So that made you feel
So we
better,
really
obviously.
felt like there was a need. The other part of it was the pool was falling apart. So it wasn't just, hey, it'd be great to have a new pool. It was on its last leg.
You had to do something.
Had to do something. And I think some of the concern that you mentioned is that people were saying, oh, the dome is going to collapse in the snow, the wind is going to blow it down. There are a lot of things. I mean, certainly we did a lot of research and really felt that was not going to happen.
Smuggler's Notch, have they got a similar
Yep.
pool thing with a bubble, whatever, dome?
Yeah, it's a little smaller.
Smaller.
A lot smaller than ours.
Are there other places in Vermont that have this too?
Not a ton. I've certainly seen lots of them in New York and in Canada. And in fact, the company we dealt with was from Ontario.
Oh, really?
So they knew how to put a dome up for all the seasons.
Yeah. And the dome's worked, and the dome is coming down pretty soon?
Yeah, in the next 2 weeks, we'll start the process,
Really?
which it's very involved. It
Quite
takes a
the
lot
process,
of volunteers, staff.
Wow.
We pretty much, a lot of maintenance, get everything ready to go, drop the dome and fold it up. It sounds easy, but it's not. It's a lot of moving parts, but we do a good job.
And how many years, it's the same dome, I assume, at this point. How many years are you supposed to get out of this dome?
They're telling us 10 years.
10 years or so? Interesting. Boy, it sounds like quite the process. I'm sure you get a bunch of people over there just kind of watching this, I
Right.
assume?
Sometimes I say we should
try to
sell tickets.
drag them.
Yeah.
Because when people call and ask, hey, when are you putting it up or when are you taking it down?
Yeah.
And a lot of people come just to watch because it's kind of cool. It comes down in 30 minutes, really.
Is that right?
And it goes up
Really?
in 30 minutes.
Really?
It's all the prep beforehand that these guys do to take out, the diving board and the slide and
Right.
everything has to come out.
Right.
And then drop it and fold it up, store it. But like, as I said, it's not an easy job. It reminds me of like a circus tent where you've got elephants, pulling tents around and stuff, but it's all volunteers.
Do you need volunteers for this? So
Yeah.
happy to have anybody watching us call you if.
Right, they could
If you
call the
wanna sign
office
them
or
up,
call
call the
Isaac.
Huh.
It's a lot of pulling and pushing. It's a lot of physical work. So
Interesting.
it's
How long will the pool be closed down for during this process, Isaac?
Roughly 2 weeks.
A couple weeks or
Yeah,
so?
that's what it takes to
And
get
again,
everything ready.
I'm not talking, people aren't going to be missing probably 90-degree swimming, hot weather. or
Hopefully
anything.
not. Don't jinx it.
Hopefully
But usually, once we reopen around June 1st, the weather can be hit or miss. But
Interesting. So quite the process. How long have you been aquatic director?
Richard, this is all I know.
Is that right? From day one with the hard act?
Well,
pool?
no. So this was my first job in high school, not aquatic director, but as a lifeguard and swim instructor.
Oh, really? So you got that good background?
Correct. Yeah, and I started at, I think I was 16 at the time, and would do it every summer. And in the meantime, I was studying education. I was a teacher for a little bit, and then when this project came full circle and it was built, I took on the aquatic director role full time. So I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's rewarding.
Wow. So give us some numbers. I guess, Kelly, you mentioned some numbers at the old pool. Have you got some numbers? How many people, use a hard act pool? We're talking hundreds of people. I mean, can you give me a typical day, or is there no such thing as a
a typical day sees anywhere from 500 to
Really?
2,000 to 3,000 people.
Is that right?
The summer being our busiest times.
One day.
Correct. Throughout the day, yeah. As families coming in for swim lessons, and then it's every half hour there's new families coming in for their child's lessons, and then we have our public swim in the afternoon, which draws in hundreds, and then
how long is the public swim?
around 5 hours.
Really?
And we're open every day, and then we also have an evening swim lessons, and then as well as more public swim hours.
Wow.
So yeah, it's just a lot of people throughout the whole day.
Wow.
And when we're hosting a swim meet, it could be anywhere from 300 to 600 more people in the evening
Really?
to come.
Wow.
Our little swim team has usually around 150 participants, and then
Really?
their families come, and then the team we're competing against, and their families and siblings, and so it's a really it's a busy, busy place.
4 years ago, I think I knew maybe the swim team, but she used to send me information on that. But it sounds like it's been a very active swim team for years, huh?
Right, and Isaac can explain further, but this past winter, or past year, he's been working on getting our swim team certified with USA Swim so that we could have a winter swim team too.
Oh,
so
wow.
we have year-round.
Yeah.
So
our-
there's not a winter swim team now?
there is,
But
which
it's
is
not just certified or something?
no, we're certified through USA Swimming, which allows us to compete all around New England.
Really?
So our winter swimmers get to travel pretty far. This winter, the furthest I think we went was closer to, we went to Norwich, and then there's a pool in White River Junction. The summertime is a little different, where they just are limited to just traveling in Vermont. They don't go, too far out. But our winter team was really cool this year because it was a big step for us.
Oh, that's great. What are the ages for the swim team kids?
Generally around 6 years old to all the way up to 18.
18. So 18's the top?
Correct. Yep.
Interesting. No, it sounds like that. Yeah, I mean, I still see stories about these folks. Sounds like that's been a very successful thing.
Yeah, and the kids love it. It's awesome.
Wow.
And it's really the thing I love about going to a swim meet is it's just so positive.
Yeah.
The other swim team members are cheering on their teammates.
Yeah.
Everybody's cheering. The other team is cheering for people. It's really a positive, fun event. And with kids' sports, sometimes that's not always the case. It's and this is really a really feel good, fun event to watch.
Great. So not like, you read some stuff about, nothing I'd have to tell you, the horrible incident, in Alberg? Was that last season with basketball game? Just some fans going, so not crazy fans.
No, we have very happy, positive fans in swim team.
I'm glad to hear it. And so, Kelly, you've been on top of this for a long time. Any surprises about it? I mean, has this worked out better than you thought, or has it been worked out differently than you thought, or?
We had a lot that we knew, and we knew our staff, and we knew what our base was as far as what we were already doing.
Yeah.
But the dome was a big. We certainly were trained well. We got great information from the installers, and it really has panned out as they have said. We knew that heat was going to be our biggest expense.
Was there any thought to just doing it, I guess at Hardack, but just doing another summer pool and stuff, or?
Yeah. After the first vote was defeated, we reworked the project and just made a new pool at Hardack and brought it without the dome, just a seasonal pool. And the council said, no, we're going for it. We want a year-round pool. The community wants a year-round pool. So we just, readjusted the plan to, go back to what we were doing originally, made a few cuts as far as, we had hoped to redo the entryway, the driveway. We're unable to do that with the vote that did pass. And we did shrink up, the storage room a little bit. We didn't touch the pool because we knew you can never go back. Once the pool's in, that's your pool.
Yeah.
So we didn't take anything away from the pool. We adjusted the site plan. We adjusted the building itself, but not the pool. We got the pool that we were hoping for.
Well, it sounds like it's just worked out pretty well. And I guess the hope is down the road to make it self-sustaining or whatever, but it sounds like you're doing pretty well on that front.
We're darn close, yes.
Really?
Just to break even, and and we hope at some point to make money too.
Yeah.
There were certainly things we learned. A bubble or a dome, there aren't a lot of them around, so there's not a lot of. You can't contact a lot of people and get information. Certainly our supplier is amazing, but there's just a lot of things you learn as you go.
So where did the dome bubble idea? Did one person have that, or you knew there were some other you looked around at other places?
The city manager was a big proponent of the dome and exploring the possibility of it.
Huh.
And the dome cost around $300,000. A building was going to cost $4 million. So it was an easy, easy to explore that possibility, and it's worked out great.
Interesting. So this has worked out very well, huh?
Absolutely. It's been a big learning curve for us, which we anticipated. But we're having fun learning and making the adjustments to make things even better for every winter. We make the proper adjustments to make things make it go smoother.
Any new stuff coming up this summer, Isaac? Is there always some new stuff or not? Not
Oh
particularly?
yeah, always new stuff
Always new
happening.
stuff?
We're continuing our swim lessons. Offering more. We have multiple fitness classes for adults. We have an aqua jogging, which you're suspended in the deep end with an aqua belt.
Huh.
We have an aqua strong class, which is a high intensity. You're in about 4 feet of water, doing some exercises there. And then we have an aqua fit class, which is similar, where it's high intensity standing, but
Really?
moving around.
What's the water temp?
Around 82.
82.
Yep.
Doesn't sound too. Having just been swimming in the ocean down south,
Yeah.
probably in Hilton Head is about 70 degrees, in Fort Pierce, Florida, probably 75, but 82 sounds pretty comfortable.
Sure.
Is that kind of a standard temp for most indoor pools?
What I tell people is it's the happy medium,
Happy medium.
for general just public swimming, and then on the other end of the spectrum, our competitive swimmers. We can't have it too hot for them because they'll, it just won't be comfortable.
Huh. So 80, that's probably a little higher than I would have guessed.
Yeah.
And the air in there is between 84 and 85.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
nice and toasty when you step in there in the middle of February.
Boy, if you don't see me in there next winter, kill me. I gotta get in there. That sounds great. So always some new stuff going on. And Northwestern Medical, maybe you touched on that. Is the hospital, just with some of the therapy stuff, are they involved with this, or just people doing their own thing, or?
Right. The hospital's not involved
Not
officially,
involved. Okay.
but people use the pool, for very intense, for high energy workouts.
Yeah.
But then we have a lot of people who just are in there to help work on mobility. I was talking with someone yesterday. One thing about working out in water is the hydrostatic pressure.
Huh.
If you have problems with joints or with swelling or lymph issues, being in the water and moving in the water just is such it's almost like a massage. It works, and a lot of people use it for that, just to reduce swelling, to help with their movement. People go into lap swim, but they're actually walking, and that's totally fine. And, and as Isaac said, then we have people who are, pretty competitive and out there swimming. So, it's every range of ability, every range of athletic ability and movement and everything. The water is just a really nice place to do those things.
Interesting. What's, again, people have different habits and stuff. What's the longest you're going to see one person in the pool swimming for, like an hour or something? Or some people stay there for hours and hours?
A family will go in the afternoon and stay all day.
Is that right?
A lap swimmer going to swim some laps, maybe an hour. Maybe 2 if they're training for a triathlon or something. We get, like Kelly mentioned, all ends of the spectrum of what people want to use the pool for, which is great because that's why we built the pool to meet the needs of everyone.
Yeah.
It's
you hear
pretty
labor
incredible.
shortage about everything. Do you feel okay staff-wise, lifeguards or other positions? Has that been an issue at all?
Well, and there is a lifeguard shortage nationally. Like pools this summer, even
like
locally,
everything else.
had to close down. We've been lucky. Lucky and made our own luck. Isaac's a great person to work for in the field of aquatics.
Yeah.
And he's also one of a handful of people as highly trained in the state of Vermont. He can train someone to be a trainer. So
you're talking this guy.
Right.
There.
So not only
Wow.
do we train our own lifeguards and we train our own swim instructors, he also can train trainers to go to their pool and then train their staff. So that for us, that's a market in and of itself. We get a lot of staff from other pools, other recreation departments, other resorts, stuff like that are looking for to get their staff trained. But it also helps with us because we don't have to, I think I've got a good person to work here. Now I got to find some place to get them trained.
Yeah.
We have trainings and recertifications, and it's all just part of the job. And now that the pool is year-round, it's a much,
Right.
you know, we do have kids who just work in the summer, and then
Yeah.
we have people who work year-round, too.
Well, Isaac, you don't sound like too much of a key guy over there. That's great.
Well, I was lucky enough that my department sent me to these trainings.
Yeah.
I got to go to Florida and Nashville,
Really?
Tennessee to complete these trainings to bring back to our facility.
Wow.
So I'm grateful that I was able to do that, and it was fun for me to learn all that, and then also bring those skills back to our department.
Well, that's great. No, swimming's great. Like I said, I was lucky enough to grow up basically on the ocean with swimming. I'm sure very early in my life, but swimming, boy, ocean swimming in my case, it doesn't get much better than just swimming in the ocean. So I just have to get a better attitude about pools here. Let's talk cost. St. Albans, and I know St. Albans said, just talk to those folks. I guess they subsidize. It's equal. St. Albans City and town residents equal what they're paying for the pool.
Right.
And Georgia has been subsidizing too, has it not? So also Georgia kids the same.
Yeah, so Georgia subsidizes in a different manner.
Different way.
They do just aquatics and they do some aquatics.
Okay.
And they do it by vouchers. And residents of Georgia can go to either the library or the town hall, get a voucher,
Okay.
and then bring it in, and then they get the reduced rate at the desk. Town residents are full partners. Their residents can just go online on our registration programming, and they get the rate automatically. When they come into the pool, we ask people, where do you live? And that throws a few people off, like, what's it matter? But it does.
It does matter.
And they get the discounted rate at the door.
Interesting. Give me some, like in my case, I'd like to think I'll jump in next winter.
Sure.
Is there a 3-month, daily, weekly, monthly, 3 months, all kinds of things?
Yeah, so we sell memberships in seasons.
Okay.
So you can purchase a fall membership, or you could purchase a winter one.
What's the mint, as a St. Albans City resident, what would a winter membership cost me?
The prices would vary, but for an individual, if you're just a single person, it'd be a couple $100. If you're a senior, you get
For the winter season?
Correct, yep.
Sounds like a steal.
Yeah, we feel our prices are adequate. And if you're a senior, you get a pretty big discount there. And then if you're a family, up to 6 folks in the same household can purchase a family membership and use the pool as they want.
And daily membership of just children?
If you just show up,
Just one day?
it's $7 for St. Albans City and town residents, and it's $14 for everyone else. And it's for it's for the day. You stay for an hour, you can stay all day. It's up to the.
That sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah. Well, and on top of, the pool, which we love, and we love all our swimming and everything, we have some toys that are pretty awesome. And that
Really?
circular slide is, I want to say, 26 feet tall or 30 feet
I
tall.
don't know the height of it off the top of my head.
It's great. And kids love it. Little kids, we have the zero entry in the shallow end, which is wonderful for families. At our old pool, the shallow end was 3.5 feet deep. So if you were bringing a toddler, you were holding them. This was you in the pool holding your child. It wasn't a real relaxing situation. Whereas this is zero entry, so you just walk in like a beach, and the kids can splash around and play, and the parents can sit on the side of the pool or sit with their kids. It's a much more family-friendly spot.
Yeah.
And then we've got the and I don't know what they're called, but the water that squirts out of the pool and you step on one and the other goes up. That's fun for kids. We have a big mushroom in the shallow end that water cascades off of.
Wow.
And so it's really, it's a great pool, but it also has some fun toys attached too. And it's families do come and just spend the afternoon.
Interesting. Obviously, you're getting folks from around Franklin County. How far away? You get some Burlington folks, or
We get
north of the border folks.
People from all over. Chittenden County, a lot of Chittenden County folks when school's out on vacations.
Yeah.
We noticed a lot of people coming up, and they just mentioned, "Oh, you guys are so lucky to have this," and we love it. This is awesome. Folks from all over.
Do you ever get to a point where you can't let anybody in? Is there a capacity issue? Does that come up at all?
Yeah, we do hit capacity
Once in a while?
every once in a while. this winter we did a few times.
What is capacity?
In the pool area, it's around 170 people
Yeah.
in the dome. In the summer, we can fit a lot more, but it all goes by the amount of people in the pool.
Yeah.
And then there's a capacity for the people in the vicinity as well. And there's a couple of different numbers there, but
Yeah.
all boils down to safety.
Interesting. Yeah, for sure. Do you jump in? Do you have to jump in as a lifeguard? I realize you got a million other things to do, but do you do lifeguard once in a while?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you like doing that? Is
Yeah.
that a kind of thing of the police chief who never gets out of the office and stuff and likes to roam the streets once in a while?
Yeah, my staff will pick on me when I'm in the chair.
Right.
So, the old man's in the chair today.
Interesting.
But no, I enjoy it.
So safety, obviously the top thing. Have there been any just kind of scary incident? Do you always run into something if someone has a medical issue? Have you pretty much not run into anything too scary? Or
I mean, we run into a lot of emergencies.
Yeah.
And normally they're water rescues,
Yeah.
where we're able to help the person out and they get them to safety, and things are fine. We haven't had anything too severe. And I think that's all boils down to us preventing that from happening.
Yeah.
We're a public pool and we have strict rules, and
Yeah.
the lifeguards do a really good job of enforcing those.
Yeah.
Again, to prevent those really bad things from happening.
Yeah.
We're always prepared. We have a lot of emergency action plans in place
Yeah.
for things that could go wrong. But
Yeah.
I feel we do a good job of planning and preparing for things to happen. So hopefully they don't.
Just flipping up to JP for a second, I have been with my kids some years ago in the water park. What are your thoughts of that, out of curiosity? Isaac, the Jay, think that's gone pretty well? Has that been a pretty good thing for Jay? Have you got much of a feel for
The water park?
The water park.
I've only visited a few times.
Oh, really?
It seems pretty cool. They have a lot of water features. It's a much more different attraction than our pool.
Sure. They have a little more room up there and stuff.
They do. I don't know if they have a lane pool or not. I don't.
No.
JP, yeah. They just
Mostly
have.
just for
I think
play.
so you can kind of swim around and keep
Right.
swinging around.
Yeah, so that would attract
On the
more
perimeter.
families, younger kids,
Yeah.
to use water slides, hot tubs, things like that, and
Yeah.
it's a blast. It's fun if you have
Yeah.
kids. Our pool has those things, but we also have the ability to do fitness classes, adult lap swim.
Right.
So we have the ability to do a little bit more programming, in my
Right.
opinion. But I think it's still a great facility. I
Yeah,
think they
it
do a
sounds
good
like
job
they've done
there.
pretty well with that.
Sure.
You might have, is there like a hot tub? Is there any hot tub aspect of the, nothing?
No, we talk about that.
You talk about that. Was that given some, obviously would have added to the money, was that given some thought? earlier?
Yeah, it was given thought.
Yeah.
But it just, when things had to
Yeah.
shrink a little bit, it went out of our thoughts.
Yeah.
But like I said, we wanted the pool to be exactly what we wanted. We didn't want
Yeah.
to skimp on the pool,
Yeah.
and we could skimp on a few of the other things.
Yeah. Well, so it sounds like it's gone very well as you head into your third summer with us.
Yeah.
Wow. We may well come back to the pool. You got a few other things going on with City Rec. And in kudos, having actually been in the Weldon Theater last night. Again, we're taping this show on Tuesday, May 7th. I had seen a reference or two. I forgot to ask you about it, but the Fat movie last night.
Oh, right. My fat friend.
It was actually my fat friend. It was actually pretty interesting. I was down at Kilcare. I said, hey, before the Bruins game. Fortunately, I didn't miss much in the first period. Bruins showed some offensive life for a change.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that was kind of, but kudos. Every time I see you, it's usually you're working in the Weldon. And again, kudos, as I've told people, I shouldn't have to tell them, that St. Albans has a downtown, not to mention a beautiful pool now, but a downtown movie theater is unbelievable. And again, kudos to the city for keeping it going. But
Right.
sounds like you spent a good hunk of your work life in the Weldon in the last few months. Huh?
Yeah, we've that was a learning curve for sure, but we think we're getting it under control.
Yeah.
And we are being approached by so many either independent filmmakers or people with a specific interest.
In
So
fact,
we're
tell me
showing.
about the movie last night. Who were those folk? Who?
It was
'Cause I
actually
didn't
it was
I
an
didn't stay for
individual.
the panel discussion.
Yeah, it was an individual who just
really?
this felt important. She wanted to present it. She wanted it to be
Really?
free. And we get that sometimes at the, in fact, there's a group called Movies That Matter, and they've been presenting movies that matter, and then they have a discussion afterward.
I did catch an earlier free movie, forget who, might have been Pride folks, but an incredible landfill situation, I think, in Brazil.
The art, yeah.
Amazing, incredible movie.
Yeah, Wasteland, I think.
Wasteland sense, right? So you're getting some folks.
Yeah, and we're really filling up our, that's kind of a Monday, Tuesday option that we offer to have that type of showing. And then we have our regular schedule, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Right now, we're booking just lots and lots of school field trips, end of the year trips where a class wants to come and see a specific movie. And we give them some popcorn and a drink to go with it. And, they choose the movie they want to watch.
Yeah.
One group that reserved today is going to come to a movie and then go to Taylor Park and have lunch as kind of their end of the year fun. But,
cool.
yeah, and we're doing a lot of like birthday party type showings where you can come in with a group of your friends, pick the movie, have a little party, cake, whatever you want to do ahead of time, and then see the movie. And it's kind of a little different way to celebrate.
Right. Thanks for holding on to Challengers. I did see Challengers the other night. Interesting flick.
Was it?
Yeah, they do play some tennis. Yeah, some of the tennis cinematography was pretty amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, kind of a weird flick, but thanks for holding on. Who are you? Who makes the decision on what movies you get? Are you the
Well,
movie person?
we all check the trailers. We listen.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will request movies.
So feel free to give your request.
Right. If someone's really looking for something, but we have a broker, so we take her advice as well. And we watch trailers, and then we kind of talk about it. We always try to have a kids movie because. It's really,
Makes sense.
Yeah, we always want a family type movie and then kind of fill in with others. And now that we've gotten, and I say we, meaning Chloe, has gotten really good at ingesting movies, now we can have 4 or 5 movies in a week.
Wow.
And, kind of space them out to when we think that they'll be enjoyed.
Will you do the same? Will you have more movie times during the summer?
Yeah, we'll be
school's out?
open probably every day in the summer. Yeah, right now we're closed Monday, Tuesday, except for special events, but we'll be open every day.
Interesting. And again, you hope to do more than movies, like maybe some plays or some other events in there?
We're looking at, we did quite a bit of, bringing things up to date and kind of some refurbishing. And we're kind of at a standstill right now with that and looking forward to what is our next, what's the next step? What it was, and that has been a suggestion, is making a small stage in one of the theaters so that we can bring in performers, we can bring in comedians, we can bring in a small ensemble as another option.
So may see just more things going on in the Weldon in the future.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
And it's nice. We're seeing a lot of people that have not been in years, and they're loving it. So it's great.
Well, I know you did a lot of work in there.
Yeah, we did, and we're just like you said, it was quite a bit of time, a big learning curve at the beginning, but we're really having fun with it and enjoying it now.
Interesting. Tell me, you've got some other, obviously, plenty of other stuff. You want to get into some other city recreation stuff that you're up to, Kelly?
Well,
or Isaac?
We've, as Isaac mentioned, we have our swim team, and our summer swim team starts in June, and that's always, it's a pile of kids, usually at least 150 kids.
Is that right?
And that they come and practice every morning.
What time? We're talking pretty early.
7 a.m. Yeah.
7 a.m.
The older kids will start, and it goes.
In fact, flashing back, you mentioned off the air my 2 years that I'll never forget as a paraeducator at SATEC. I can remember some of the kids I was dealing with. These poor kids. I'm there. At 7:30 or something, and these kids are just coming in after swimming practice at like 6 or 6:30. I mean, pretty impressive.
Yeah,
That's pretty good discipline for these kids, I guess, huh?
For sure. And then, I'll touch on some more programs that we have coming up. Starting like early June, the pool has been a hotspot for field trips. So every morning for the first 2 weeks in June, there'll be a different school using the pool for a field trip. So we have schools from St. Albans, Milton, I think Essex, South Burlington.
Wow.
So they're coming from all over, which is exciting, and it's a great resource for them to have to come up and use it. We have a lot of organizations that rent the pool to teach their programs. So the Burlington Waterfront will come up and they teach scuba classes.
Oh, really? That's funny. My kid happens to be in Egypt right now,
Yeah.
and he just did scuba off the Sinai Peninsula a couple of days ago and loved it.
Sure.
Just
And
went down about 40 feet or so.
Wow.
yeah, I was
Wow,
lucky
so
enough to pop
Are you
in
a
on the
scuba-
class.
you a scuba guy?
Well, so the instructor, Ski from the Burlington Waterfront is amazing.
Really?
And he offered to teach a tri-scuba class for
Wow.
some of the lifeguards and myself.
Wow.
So we got to scuba around the Hardack pool and go into some, have the tanks on and go around. It was really cool.
What's the depth of the pool? Maximum depth is?
It's 13. It was a
13.
tri-scuba, so we couldn't go that deep because we weren't technically certified.
Huh.
So we were in, 4 feet of water, but it
Really?
was still pretty fun.
Wow.
Just to try it out. That's what the course is intended.
And when you say rent out the pool for the whole day or just for some hours? Or?
Yeah, so they'll rent either the entire pool or a section of the pool to teach their program.
Huh.
So yeah, scuba will do it. They rent the whole pool.
Really?
Gives them a little more.
So on occasion, the pool is closed to the public just every once in a while?
Yeah, it's
Not
outside of
often?
our normal operating times.
Okay.
So we wouldn't. I mean, we could close to the public during like a normal public swim session, but we
Yeah.
try not to. We try to avoid that. So they do either late evenings on the weekends or like an early morning on the weekends.
Really? Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and then we have another instructor who rents the pool based out of Essex called Deep End Fitness.
Huh.
They do a lot of breath work and almost meditation-like. It's a really interesting program. I can't speak too much on it because I'm not the one who, teaches that program, but
Yeah.
I do know they rent the pool to do that, and it's pretty interesting.
Wow.
We have 2 large events this summer. We have our pirate party, which is a pirate-themed pool party
Huh.
for anyone's welcome to attend. It's a
Wow.
ton of fun.
What, have you got a date for that? Or?
Oh, geez, not off the
Wait.
top of my head, but I think it's in
Sometime this
August.
Right. It's on our website, stalbansrec.com, and I don't remember the exact
That's
date,
okay.
but it is.
StAlbansRec.com?
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of activities out in the soccer fields for kids to earn coins and
Oh.
tickets, and they can exchange those in for prizes. And then we do scheduled events throughout the night, like walking the plank. We do a duct tape regatta where families need to build a boat out of cardboard and duct tape,
Really?
and they have to paddle it across the pool. So that's a really fun event, and kids have to swim around and dig for treasure. It's a really, really fun event.
So you mentioned the pirate party and another big event.
And then we
too?
have our kids triathlon for folks to do the swim, bike, and run. So they start in the pool, they do their swim portion,
Really?
they hop out, bike around the Hardack trails.
And all at Hardack.
Yeah, all at
That's
Hardack.
great.
Yeah, and then they finish up with the run. That's another fun event.
Well, I don't know what I'm thinking about driving in there. Any thoughts of paving the whole access? I'm probably not the first one to wonder about that, huh?
Yeah, and Public Works is usually on it. Once we get a big rainfall, then those
Yeah.
potholes come back out, and they
Yeah.
take the rake out and flatten it out.
Yeah.
It's talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Probably another phase.
Yeah. And having the Greg Brown Lodge right nearby, is that open a lot? That's helpful and stuff, but is that?
So the recreation office is in the lodge.
Oh,
So we're there every day.
I'm not even sure I knew. So you're on top of that.
We're right there, and
I caught the Ollie lectures here. Great place.
Right,
I think another
right.
Jim Cameron project, I believe.
Yes, and it's being used this week for such a number of things. There's a business retreat that's happening in the afternoon into the evening.
Yeah.
The weekend it was booked with a party on Friday night, Saturday,
Really?
and Sunday. Different people go in, and it's a lot of baby showers, a lot of bridal showers, a lot of birthday parties, class reunions. It's beautiful because those big glass doors, it looks like a wall, open up so that it kind of spills right out onto the
is that right?
patio.
They open up.
Yep. So, like today, it's a gorgeous day. The door is open. BFA class is up there for their PE class playing disc golf today.
Oh, really?
So it's a pretty busy place, and it's a great building.
Yeah. Is there is there an official like snack bar in there?
There is a kitchen and snack bar.
Kitchen and snack bar.
It depends. In the winter, if there are a lot of people up, we're more than
Yeah.
happy to, make hot cocoa, make coffee, hot dogs, whatever.
In summer, is that open? Do you have regular
Not
hours?
not so much
Yeah.
because our day camp is there.
Okay.
And we have 130 kids
Wow.
every day
Wow.
for day camp. So, but during lacrosse games and soccer games and, during the winter, if the hill is open, the snack bar is open. So it's
So good asset. No, it's a nice addition to Hardack. Speaking of Hardack, any chance for some tennis courts or I suppose pickleball courts down the road? In my earlier years up here, and of course it was always windy like it is at college
Right.
early. I can remember playing some tennis out there. It just every day seemed to be a windy summer day.
It's breezy up there all the time.
Yeah.
But it's possible because we are looking at what is the next step up there, what is the next thing that we'd like to add to this recreation area.
Yeah.
But right now, as we speak, the Houghton Park
That's
courts
fun. That's
have been
funny.
removed.
I was just literally writing Houghton Park, having not thought to mention that because
Yeah,
I went down the other day to.
It's
look
been
at it.
torn out
Been
and it's going to
leveled.
be replaced. They're going to start the construction in the next few weeks. The basketball courts will go back exactly as they were.
Yeah.
We'll replace one tennis court, and then the other tennis court will be 3 pickleball courts.
Okay, is
So-
that right? So one tennis court next to 3 pickleball courts?
Yep.
That sounds reason. Yeah, one of these days I'll probably get into pickleball. Hasn't quite happened, but it'll probably happen. But that's obviously a burgeoning. You are you a tennis or pickleball player, Isaac?
No,
No?
I don't. A lot of my friends love it.
Yeah.
And Kelly just went on vacation and she came back, I think, addicted to
Kelly,
pickleball. so-
have you gotten into pickleball?
On a very, not in a competitive
What
level.
about Tim? What about your
Yeah,
your guy?
we were all playing. We had everyone who went on vacation. We
Oh,
had a
this is on your
pickleball
son-
court.
This is on the
right,
OBs.
right. We had a pickleball court on site, so of course
Wow.
we were all pickleballing. But
Well, that sounds like a reasonable way to go. Is it still a tennis guy, but one tennis court and next door 3 and the basketball back as you?
Yeah.
And how long are we talking? Is this?
it'll be ready midsummer.
Oh, really,
It has to
midsummer?
sit. They put the asphalt, and then it has to cure for
Wow.
30 days. So that's frustrating. Yeah, everyone looking at it.
The tennis courts had gotten into
They were just
Yeah.
beyond repair.
kind of Wimbledon in a sense of grass growing up through the cracks
Right.
and stuff. But I did purposely went by Barlow after the run for Jim on Sunday, and good to see the tennis nets up at Barlow.
Yeah.
And Barlow seems to be hanging in pretty well.
Right, those courts are much younger than
Yeah.
the Houghton Park courts, and people use them all the time. The basketball court gets tons of use, and the basketball courts at Houghton are used
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
So it'll
No,
be
I'm
good to
glad-
have them in great shape.
No, I'm glad, with my friend Claire Longevin, who you know, Claire's a tennis player. Yeah, we were playing some tennis when she had nurse duty at Northwestern last summer at 7 a.m. We were out there for a number of mornings at 5:30 a.m. for the record, so it'll
Well,
be nice to see Houghton come back.
I wondered, because many times really early in the morning, there's
Yeah.
a ton of people playing basketball, and they're getting off
Is that
third shift.
is that right? Very
Right.
early.
So I guess it's third shift, yeah. So anyway, they get out of work, and a bunch of them go play basketball and then head
Wow.
home.
What playground? Of course, Collins Pearly has a nice new playground
They
there.
do. And we have a beautiful new playground at Hardack that just was installed last year.
Oh, is that right?
yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
So it's on the other, you wouldn't
Really?
see it's kind of on the other side of the dome.
Yeah.
So it's been great it's great for anyone.
Wow.
Families are there every day, but it's wonderful for our day camp. It's got some really cool features that,
Really?
some features are going to be universal. You're going to see them everywhere. But
Yeah.
then there's some that are really cool that kids are loving. That's more of like a challenge
Cool.
feature. And it's right on the other side of the pool. So, if I'm always amazed if a kid doesn't want to be in the pool.
Yeah.
But if they don't, there's an option there that's
Other
fun.
stuff to do.
Yep. Yep.
The playground at Houghton Park, that's been there for you. Any plans to do anything with that? Or
Well, that was
or
one
have
of
I
the
missed- have I
first
missed
things.
anything here?
Yeah, no, we did talk to the neighbors at Houghton when we were,
Yeah.
and one of the things was to put a bigger playground there, and they're like, we kind of like what is
Really?
here. We just want it taken care of, want to maintain,
Yeah.
and the courts needed replacement.
Huh.
We're going to, work on that bathroom, needs some love.
Yeah.
but the neighbors are really, they're not looking to drag a lot of people to Houghton because
Yeah.
parking is an issue.
Sure. Yeah,
So
parking's
it's a wonderful neighborhood park. It's great, if you live nearby and you can walk.
Yeah.
But no big plans right now. A lot of, changing out some of the tables, changing to garbage cans that are in the ground so they don't blow around.
Yeah.
Removing a couple features that don't get use, and they're reinstalling them elsewhere, and just kind of taking care of things.
And the Steelers, of course, are still there.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Football and the football field, is that holding up okay?
Yeah, it's beautiful. They did a lot of work on it.
Yeah.
And in fact, our 7th and 8th grade boy lacrosse team practices down
Oh,
at
really?
Houghton.
Wow.
Yep.
Any other park news to talk about? Have we covered all the parks
I
here?
mean, with spring, a lot of, springtime maintenance is happening in,
Yeah.
in all the parks, but especially Taylor Park,
Yeah.
just getting ready for summer.
In fact, I believe First Farmers Market coming up this coming
Right.
Saturday, May 11, I believe, right?
Yeah, the park is just beautiful.
Boy, that's again, talk about another incredible resource to have
Yeah.
a heart of downtown park like that is amazing.
And Kelly Wakefield has been doing the flowers for, I don't know how
Oh,
many
is that
years,
right?
but wow.
Wow.
People comment on that all the time.
Yeah.
Does this always look like this?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And, it's the same with Hardack. People who haven't been to the Hardack area, they're in awe. And they can't believe, do I have to pay to use the trails? Do I have to pay to be here?
Yeah.
They're just amazed by it.
And the trails are great. I'm living on the other side. I'm about a 5-minute walk from getting in on the other side to Aldous Hill Playground. But yeah, talk about a great place to walk. Great trail. Some nice signage in recent years has gone up, but tremendous resource. And the famous overlook of St. Albans up there. Pretty nice spot. So summer, so you're kind of gearing up for summer. You get even busier. Summer's the busiest time for you, Isaac?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty
just finished
crazy
up.
time.
Just finished up all my hiring.
Really?
So then training will begin, early June.
And how many, talk about staff, how many folks are we talking about here?
I have around 25 lifeguards
Really?
that work in the
25?
summertime. Yeah.
Wow.
And then around 15 to 20 swim instructors.
Is that right?
A lot of
Oh,
them do.
that's-
Most of them do both.
Yeah.
But some just do one or the other.
Boy, that's significant numbers.
Yeah.
And it's most of them, it's part-time.
Mostly part-time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we also have Bill Doig, who is an older man who works the morning shift at 5:30 in the morning. So
Really?
he's a big staple to the Hardack pool. He does a lot of hard work for us because he's there bright and early to open the doors for the adults to come in and.
Is that official
laps.
opening 5:30? Is that the
Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays we open at 5:30 in the morning.
5:30?
Yeah, and-
Wow. And other days a little later, or?
On Tuesday, Thursdays, a little later, closer to around 10 or noon. We usually have a program in the mornings on those 2 days.
Wow.
But Bill is a celebrity with the early swim
Is that right?
group. Yes, he's fantastic.
Boy, so 5:30, so you have a bunch of folks who will be there at 5:30, huh?
Yep, to swim laps. Yeah, they're
Really, swim
dedicated.
laps. How many, what do they do, how many laps do they typically do, or different for different people?
Yeah, it's going to vary depending on what they're training for, but anywhere from...
Just from a pure exercise point of view, is there a perfect number of laps or a minimum number? If I'm looking to just get, a good serious hit of exercise, how many laps should I be doing? So I need
Anywhere from 10 to 20 is
10
great.
to 20 or something?
But the big thing is to, make progress. If you come in once a week, try to increase the amount of laps you're getting in. Build your aerobic base, and it's really healthy for you. It's good.
Yeah.
And we have so many people too who are walking.
Yeah.
That water walking is a thing.
So is that right?
It's
So
a-
water, I've never
Right.
probably even heard of that.
Yeah.
Really?
So and they have
And why so that's just a really good thing to do, just to have your body in water as you're walking?
well, you've got resistance
Right.
in the water,
So
but
you're
you
working
also
a little-
have
working
some
a little harder?
stability. The water. You
Interesting.
can do things in water that maybe you can't do if you're just standing, on land.
Huh.
It gives you some security and some balance that you wouldn't have otherwise.
Interesting. How deep is how many feet of water are they typically walking in? just,
Some people are in the 4 feet side, and some
Yeah.
people are walking the lap lane. It goes to 6 feet, so they must do a little flutter there at the end, or
Interesting.
not go the whole way.
interesting. So water walking.
Yep.
Is that kind of is that just kind of come on, or has that been there for?
I think it's been.
Ever?
I mean, we started aqua jogging classes at the old pool.
And tell me about aqua jogging
So,
some more.
well, my husband had knee surgery, and his
Huh.
doctor said you need to do aquatic training.
Wow.
Or aquatic exercise is the best training to get your knee
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't really know if there is any in St. Albans. And my husband's like, yeah, well, I know somebody that should make that happen. So we started aqua jogging down at the city pool, and
Huh.
we started with 1 or 2 classes a week, and then we were doing like a class a day, or 2 classes, a daytime and evening, and all these things I think generate from that any exercise you can do in the water.
Yeah.
There's added benefits. You don't usually injure yourself. It's easy on
Yeah.
your joints. You're
Yeah.
able to stretch more than you would if you were outside the water.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It feels nice. It's nice to be in the water. It's a real social thing for a lot of people. They're there exercising, but they're not, they're chatting with their friends while they're,
Yeah.
doing the laps. So that's something we also welcome anyone to come to the pool when the dome is on, when the dome is off, at any time, to come and check it out. Because
Yeah.
I often talk to people, especially older people, who are like, well, I'd like to, but I don't know, I don't know anything about it. It's like,
Sure.
come, check it out.
out.
We love giving tours.
Yeah. Well, always new stuff, like with programs and swimming, with anything else, Isaac? Always new things coming down the pipe?
So we have some aqua spin bikes
Aqua
that
spin
we've
bikes.
had, and we're looking for an instructor to teach that class.
Really? Aqua spin bikes?
Yeah, so it's essentially just a spin bike that goes in the water,
Really?
and it's very low impact on your joints, so you can get a great exercise with it. So that's something hopefully we can get up and running this summer, because that'd be it's pretty unique. There's not a lot of pools around here that do that. I mean,
Huh,
to my
yeah.
knowledge, but yeah, we're excited to try to get that going this summer.
And
Awesome.
I forgot the name of the training equipment that, is it Versa?
Oh, and then we have 2 Vasa trainers. They're like a Concept 2 rower. Are you familiar with those?
No.
But it's designed for swimming, so it's on land, and the company is based out of Essex, but they sell them all over the world.
Really?
So it was nice having a local shop to purchase them from, and then our swim team can use them, as well as our adults, or anyone who wants to use them are welcome to. That's also a great exercise. They're pretty cool.
Wow, some cool stuff. I love hearing about this stuff. Down about 7 minutes. Kelly, other city rec stuff you want to talk about? I'm sure there's always more stuff, but
Oh, there's always more stuff, but something maybe we didn't hit on at the pool is that
Yeah.
we do birthday parties
oh,
there
wow.
too. You get a special little area, so if you want to do something
Really?
different for a birthday party, that's an option.
And how much would that cost someone to sign up for a birthday party, depending on the size? And
Yeah,
number
well,
of
it
days?
costs $300, and you're there
$300.
for the afternoon or
Really?
however long you want to be there.
Wow.
You have your own private
Can
place.
you bring food, and you can bring food in and stuff?
Yeah, if you rent the party,
If you rent the
that's
party.
part of the deal. Is you can bring in cupcakes and cake.
There's
or ice
no,
cream.
there's no food concession in there now. There's no.
Oh, yeah, there-
There is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm glad I asked that.
Not heavy-duty concessions, but we
Right.
have great ice cream treats all summer,
Oh,
or all
really?
year-round, actually.
Yeah.
We have beverages and snacks.
Okay.
Something we haven't talked about, too, is we have a nice little pro shop. After the last sports store left St. Albans, there was not a place to buy
Wow.
swim goggles. So we set up a little pro shop in the pool house. We sell goggles, earplugs,
Oh, really?
swimsuits,
Oh, wow.
swim parkas, everything.
Bathing
suits. Yep.
Interesting.
So, we sometimes have people visiting town,
Yeah.
I want to go to the pool. In fact, someone called me, we wanted to go to the pool, but where can I buy a swimsuit in town?
Yeah.
And I'm like, come to the pool. We've got, and it's all Speedo or
Interesting.
TYR brand.
Wow.
So it's all really nice stuff. And, it's a nice little addition to the pool.
Interesting. So birthday party, that sounds like so you get some birthday,
Yeah, it's
some
popular.
decent birthday party business.
We
I
do
bet.
them, yeah, pretty much almost. There's at least guaranteed one every weekend.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a big hit. It's fun.
How many kids can come in for a birthday party? Is there a max?
So if you book a party, that allows up to 15 people.
Yeah.
But if you have more than that, they can simply just pay the admission fee and kind of tag
Okay.
along,
Okay.
which a lot of families choose to do because they have more people.
Yeah. Boy, that sounds like it sounds like the pool's gone pretty well here.
It really has, and it's a
Yeah.
lot of the creativity that Isaac has to, we want to fill all the spots. And
Yeah.
if there's an opportunity to offer a new class or a new feature, we're on it.
You're on an event. Again, about 4.5 minutes, Kelly. Any other city rec stuff?
Well,
Can you still get tennis lessons? I remember
yes.
Becky Manahan, wasn't Becky doing tennis
Becky was
lessons?
doing it. She doesn't any longer, but we do
I
have
think that Becky's
Jamie
gone over
Olson.
more to pickleball, but I think she still plays some tennis.
We have an instructor who is a teacher as well, and her name is Jamie Olson, and she does tennis lessons for us. We have our day camp is it's booked up right now, but we do have a track program over the summer. We have 5K runs on Thursday nights, and then there are kind of we have teen nights and kids night out where you can drop your kids off and go do whatever you want to do. And sometimes it's based at City Hall, and we have the jumpy house out and the blue blocks and all that stuff. Or sometimes it's at the pool, and the kids spend the evening at the pool, watch a movie. So there's that kind of thing going on. And then, we're already looking into fall, and making plans for that. We've also got a teen camp that's kind of new, and they Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they put 10 teens in the van, take off, and have an adventure somewhere.
Really?
And they might go hiking, they might go to spare time, they might go to the lake. Wherever they go, they find a creamy place and get ice cream. But that's been fun for that age of, the kids have aged out of regular day camp, but the parents kind of still want you to be somewhere supervised, and that's been great too.
What are the ages for the day camp kids?
Up until 12.
Up until
So
12.
kindergarten up to 12.
Interesting. That's very popular. You're pretty much maxed out with that already.
It is, right.
That 5 days, Monday through Friday?
Yeah, Monday through Friday.
Really?
So it's a hop in place all summer long.
And what's the typical day camp day consist of?
So they have a morning meeting, and they learn about what all the activities are going to be. They break out. We have 3 different activities set up. One or two might be out in the field, some type of game. There might be an art project. One of them might be a hike. The groups all rotate through the activities, and then they have lunch, and then they get dressed for the pool, and they splash around in the pool all afternoon or go to the playground. So it's our claim to fame is that we are outside if possible, and the kids are outdoors all day long playing.
Right. Do they bring their own lunch?
They can. We also participate in the federal free lunch program.
Oh, really?
So, and that is through city school, and we will get lunches delivered to the camp. Kids can have them if they like, or they can bring their lunch.
Well, one quick question that comes up once in a while in my mind anyway. Another skating hockey rink, does that come up for Hardack once in a while, or is that pretty back burner at this point? If even
No,
that?
I think there's a whole lot of things that are that keep, like what is the next thing?
Yeah.
I think that an outdoor rink is what I hear the most, that people just think
Boy, that
it's
outdoor rink, boy, I'd love that.
Well, it's
I've gotten
bucolic.
back into skating.
Yeah, and it's
Thank you,
kind of,
Collins Pearlie.
it would fit. It would
Wow.
fit up there. So that's something we think about, and then and we think about tennis courts. We think about a basketball court. We
Yeah.
think about a skate park. We get lots
Skate
of requests for skate parks. We think
Yeah.
about developing the fields on the other side of the soccer fields, so that we've got more fields to play
I
on.
trust for dog people, the dog park's not going anywhere. That's,
Oh, no, the dog
probably
part's
wouldn't dare
staying.
mess with that property. Huh?
No, that's heavily used, and
Anyway.
yeah.
We're down under a minute. Isaac, sounds like the pool's been, a tremendous resource. Sounds like you got to feel pretty good about the pool.
Yeah. I put a lot of work into it, and couldn't be more proud of what I've done and what my staff has done,
Yeah.
and all the support I've had from Kelly and the rec department. I think we're doing things right.
Right. Kelly, we've got a few seconds, but again, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, and
again,
I would encourage people to give us a call, stop in,
Yeah.
visit our website, and see what's happening.
Okay, on that note, thanks. I loved all the information I got. This is very helpful for me and hopefully viewers.
Good.
Thanks to Issac Bashaw, the Aquatic Director of the Hardack Pool, and Kelly Viens, the St. Albans Recreation Director. Thanks for your time. Great
Thanks.
information.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
to my main guy out there, our producer, Alan Cunningham. I'm Richard Cowperthwait. Thanks for watching us here on Northwest Access TV. See you next time.